Sculpting Part 1. During lunch, the members of Lith's group were hyped at the idea of Nalir's new subject. The only exception was Lith himself. I really don't care about learning how to wave new fake magic spells. It's a chore and a bore. I'm already able to cook up new spells with true magic in a matter of days, hours if it's something I'm familiar with. He inwardly grumbled. So far, the 5th year is a letdown. Farg's course is useless too. I never did community service nor do I plan to work my *s for free. This is just child labor. Well, this is an academy for young adults, what do you expect? Also, do I have to remind you that despite your constant pessimism, each subject we attended has either given us new ideas or helped to expand our horizons? Solus said. Thinking back at the necromancy class, Lith was forced to admit she was right. Solus wanted to be supportive, yet her greatest temptation was to tell him to stop whining and enjoy the company of his friends. The winter break had shown them how, despite their bond, noble families were as busy as Lith, if not even more. They had called each other often, but aside for the gala and Lith's birthday, the group had never managed to meet. They have only so much time together, yet Lith doesn't seem to realize how quickly a year pass. I'd like for him to make happy memories rather than waste time grumbling. She thought. I must say, so far the 5th year seems more exciting than the 4th one. Uriel was back being his old self. There were no bags under his eyes anymore, he smiled most of the time and had regained some of the lost weight. After the gala, Uriel had discovered intent. Despite being a mage, it was something he had never learned to do it. Increase in the mana emitted. That, together with an aggressive disposition, inflicted a mental pressure on those who were exposed to it, causing fear, panic, or even terror. The phenomenon was simply referred as killing intent. It wasn't necessary to be a mage to emit killing intent. As long one had mana, they could employ it. Even animals were capable of using it to scare their prey or threaten their enemies. Being a mage made things easier, since by possessing large amounts of mana it was possible to amplify its effects. It was the way killing intent was used by Comnas to scare even powerful mages despite her natural lack of magical talent. Then, there were people like Lith, that had plenty of wrath and mana of their own. Ever since he and Solus had met, it had been her task to suppress Lith's mana fluctuations and Uriel had lots of mana but little aggressiveness in him. His life had been stressful but pampered. Since he was a child, everyone had treated him with care and respect. Being gifted with a calm and collected nature, anger was something that rarely affected Uriel's judgment. At least until he had been forced to spend so much time with Libya. His instructor was a battle veteran. He had no trouble teaching Uriel how to use his gifts to put an end to their constant squabbles. It may be unfair on my side to use killing intent to shut her up, but it's much better than being forced to listen to her every day. Uriel considered it justification enough to quench his guilty conscience. I don't have a single spell that doesn't come from textbooks or from my mentor. Between my duties as the heir of the dearest household in the academy, it's already a miracle for me to keep up with all the homework they assign to us. I can't wait to create something that I can call my own. I already have several ideas in mind. Even Professor Farg's subject piqued my interest. Community service might sound boring, but I think it will be a great experience. I never set foot out of the high-end residential areas. It's a golden opportunity to connect with the people of the kingdom and understand their needs. I can tell you what they need. Kyla was pissed off at him. They want tasty food, warm clothes, and some real justice. How do you expect to become a good ruler if you talk about commoners like they are some exotic animals you need to take care of? Do you have any idea how cold a winter can get? How many people starve every day? Kyla was usually so calm that seeing her angry was almost scary. She is right, Uriel. Floria played with the food on her plate. I think Code of Practice is mostly aimed at us nobles as an eye-opener. Farg is right when she says we know nothing. I believe its purpose is to make us realize there is no easy solution to the kingdom's problems. Visiting Lith's house had been almost a shock to her. Even after all the renovations and improvements thanks to Lith's hard work, it was still worse than the servants' quarters at House Ernez. When he had shown her the nearby was a luxury for them, she had felt guilty for days for having such a blessed life. She was adopted by the Ernez were enough to give Freya nightmares. During the final year, they were already capable of healing all injuries and amputations. That left very little outside their reach. Welcome back, my dear students. Professor Vaster hadn't changed one bit. Waxed handlebar mustaches. Vaster's belly was so big that it made hard to guess if he was larger than tall. It seems I was a bit too pessimistic last year, saying that only a third of you would make it to graduation, he said while twirling his mustaches. Anyway, the lesser the merrier. Now that we got rid of the dead weight, our lessons will surely go smoother. Of the 34 students that had joined the healer specialization on the 4th year, only 16 remain.